Hi, today I'm going to talk about how to start. Actually, I'm going to mention a 4 point you need to consider before to start a startup. So the first point I like to emphasize that start alone. If you want to start a startup, start alone. Why so? Because the second failure reason of a startup, 90% of the startup is the dispute between partners. We are so bad in making assumption. We are so bad in trusting people. We think that this person is going to be a last. We think that this is the best people I can find. We judge the people just had the first impression since few months, and we come up with the solution that he could be my business partner. Or we just think of complementary skill that I'm doing this, he will do this, let's get together and create a startup. This is not how the business work. This is how not the startup work. Because when you are starting a startup, there is a lot more work to do. There is a lot more pressure to handle. So if you are not mutually connected with your partner, it's better to start alone. In general case, if you are starting, if you want to start your startup with someone else, I will recommend that you should know that person at least since 1 year. You should know, you should have a confidence on that person that you giving your credit card and your confidential code, and you know that he's not going to take out money from your bank. This kind of mutual trust you need to have. You need to have this kind of people to starting a business. It's like a marriage partner. Okay, it's as important as marriage partner, of course not like marriage partner. Okay, so second important point I'd like to mention, that is, it's always a start from zero. Okay, if you are starting from zero, it will help you to understand the foundation. Okay, so what is happening that when you're starting from zero, you creating foundation in the beginning is hard. You trying left, right, uh, you digging further, you feel that you're wasting time, you're losing motivation. But that's the part of the journey. After some time, when you're succeeding, the joy you're going to have, the success you're going to have, that's different. That's quite different than just putting your putting your leg on the ready-made stair. Okay, it's a different than that. Okay, so if you're starting from zero, it's always good, but this is not the only way. You can start from zero, but in the same time you can copy as well. People can say that copy is bad. Of course I do agree, copy is bad. But if you just copy, like a copy paste, is too bad. You must not do this. It's against the privacy policy of the people. It's against the copyright. It's against the law. You must not do that. But what you must do that as an entrepreneur that understand how the people are doing, and you should take those understanding in your circumstances, trying to fit that in your circumstances. Look into how automobile industry is working, how their business model is there in a distribution or in a manufacturing, and try to bring that business model in your scenario. Okay, is I heard a kind of slogan that a good writer is someone who can copy, but the best writer is someone who thief. In the sense, like, you copying in a way that you owning it. Okay, so so always take into consideration your ambience when you try to follow something, when you try to copy something. All right. So the third point I'd like to mention here, your first customer. This is the last stage you of failure you will feel when you start a business. Because until this point, you've gone through a lot of up and down. Even finding your first customer, you realize this is not your customers. You know, first customer is not regarding someone who paid you. It's not your first client. I mean that someone you really like to solve problems, someone exactly matching with your proposition and the need. Okay, so this is your first customer. Maybe in the beginning you sold something to someone, but not forcefully, they are your customer. Okay, so try to keep in mind those points. Another is like fourth point I like to mention, that is a money and a startup. Again, I like to focus that while if you want to start a startup, you don't need money. All you need is time. Okay, time to learn everything about the industry you are starting a business, time to know the people, time to know the market. Okay, once you invested a lot of time knowing everything, I can guarantee you will find your place within that industry. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. This is how what I recommend to start a business. 4 points I have mentioned now. I hope these points are useful for your career. Thank you so much. See you soon.